Jane and Dan aren't overweight.
Jane and Dan aren't overweight.
Are Jane and Dan overweight? No,
Jane and
Dan aren't overweight.
No, Jane and Dan aren't overweight.
They're slim.
They're slim.
Are they slim?
Are they
Yes,
slim?
they're slim.
Yes, they're slim.
They used to be overweight.
They used to be overweight.
Did they used to be overweight?
Did they
Yes,
used to be
they
overweight?
used to be overweight.
Yes, they used to be overweight.
Who used to be overweight?
Who used to be overweight?
It's Jane and Dan.
Well, it's
Jane and Dan used to be overweight.
Jane and Dan used to be overweight.
Two years ago, Jane was overweight.
2 years ago, Jane was overweight.
2 years ago, was Jane overweight?
2 years
Yes,
ago,
that's
was
correct.
Jane overweight?
Jane was overweight.
Yes, that's correct. Jane was overweight.
How overweight was Jane?
How overweight
Jane was very overweight.
Well, Jane was
2
very
years ago,
overweight.
Anne was also overweight.
2 years ago, Anne was also overweight.
2 years ago, was Anne also overweight?
2 years
Yes,
ago, was
Anne was
also overweight?
overweight.
Yes, Anne was also overweight.
How overweight was Anne?
How overweight was Anne?
Anne was a little overweight.
Well, Anne was a little overweight.
2 years ago, Jane and Anne were slim.
2 years ago, Jane and Anne were slim.
2 years ago, were Jane and Dan slim?
2 years ago,
No, they
were
weren't
Jane and Anne slim?
They were actually overweight.
No, they were slim. They were actually overweight.
How overweight were they?
How overweight were
Jane was
they?
very overweight.
Well,
and
Jane
Anne was a
was
little
very
overweight.
overweight, and Anne was the little overweight. Anne was a little
Now,
overweight.
you're going to ask questions about Kate and her brother Tom. When Kate and Tom were little, they thought Santa Claus was real.
When Kate and Tom were little, they thought Santa Claus was real. They thought Santa Claus was real.
When Kate and Tom were little, did they think Santa Claus was real?
When Kate and
Yes,
Tom were
they
little,
thought
did they
Santa
think
Claus was
Santa
real
Claus
when they
was
were
real?
little.
Yes, they thought Santa Claus
They
was
didn't
real
think
when they were
Superman
little.
was real.
They didn't think Superman was real.
Did they think Superman was real?
Did they think
No,
Superman
they
was
didn't
real?
think Superman was real.
No, they didn't think Superman
They
was
didn't
real.
think that man was real.
They didn't think Batman was real.
Did they think that man was real?
Did they think
No,
Batman
they didn't
was
think
real?
that man was real.
No,
They
didn't
thought
think
someone
Batman
else was real.
They thought someone else was real. They thought someone
Who did
else
they
was
think
real.
was real?
Who did
Well,
they think
they thought
was
Santa
real?
Claus was real.
Well, they thought Santa Claus was real.
Why did they think Santa Claus was real?
Why did they think Santa Claus was real?
It's because their mother had told them once that Santa Claus was real, and they believed her.
Well, it's because her mother had told them once that Santa Claus was real, so they believed her. And they believed her.
They used to believe that Santa Claus was real.
They used to believe Santa Claus were real.
Did they used to believe that Santa Claus was real?
Yes,
that's what they used to
Santa
believe.
Claus was real? Yes, that's what they used to believe.
When Tom was a boy, he had a friend named Nick.
When Tom was a boy, he had a friend named Nick. When Tom was a boy, he had a friend
When
named
Tom
Nick.
was a boy, did he have a friend named Nick?
When Tom
Yes, that's correct.
was a boy,
He had a friend named Nick when he was a
had
boy.
a friend named Nick. Yes, that's correct. When
One
Tom was a
day,
boy, he
Nick
had a
told
friend
him
named
something
Nick.
surprising.
One day, Nick told him something surprising.
Did Nick tell him something surprising one day?
Did Nick tell him
Yes,
something
Nick told him
surprising
something surprising one day.
Yes, Nick told him something surprising
What did Nick
one
tell
day.
him?
What did Nick tell
Well,
him?
Nick told him that Santa wasn't real.
Well, Nick told him that Santa didn't.
Did Nick tell him that Santa wasn't real?
Real.
Yes,
Did Nick
that's
tell
what
him
Nick
that
told him.
Santa wasn't real. Yes, that's what did Nick tell him? Yes, that's what.
When Tom realized that Santa wasn't real, he was surprised and sad.
When Tom realized that Santa Claus wasn't real, he was surprised and sad.
When Tom realized that Santa wasn't real, was he surprised and sad?
When Tom realized
yes,
that Santa
he was surprised and sad.
wasn't real, was he surprised
didn't
and
feel
sad?
angry.
Yes, he was surprised and sad when he realized.
Did he feel angry?
Santa Claus wasn't real.
No, that's not how we felt.
He didn't
He
feel
didn't feel angry.
Did he feel angry? No, he didn't feel angry. No,
how
that's
did
not
he
how
feel?
he felt.
Well, he felt
didn't feel
surprised and
angry.
sad.
How did he feel? Well, he felt surprised.
Why did
surprised
he feel
and sad.
surprised and sad?
Why did he
Well,
feel
it's
surprised and
because
sad?
before Nick told him the truth, he truly believed that Santa was real, and he loved Santa very much.
Well, it's because before Nick told him the truth, he truly believed that Santa Claus
when Tom got
was
home,
real
he did
and
something he didn't want
he
to do.
loved Santa very much.
What did Tom do when he got home? Well,
when Tom got home, he did something he didn't want to do. What did Tom do when he got home?
he told Kate that Santa didn't actually exist.
Well, he told Kate that Santa didn't actually exist.
Did he tell Kate that Santa didn't actually exist?
Did he tell Kate
yes,
that
that's what he
Santa didn't
told her.
actually exist? Yes, that's
he
what
didn't tell
he
Kate
told
that
her.
their parents were sick.
He didn't tell Kate that their parents were sick.
Did he tell Kate that their parents were sick?
Did he tell Kate that
no, that's not what he told
parents
her.
were sick?
He told
No,
her
that's not
something
what
else.
he told her. He told her something else.
What did he tell her?
What did he tell her?
Well, he told her that Santa didn't actually exist.
Well, he told her that Santa Claus didn't actually exist.
When Kate realized that Santa didn't exist, she cried.
When Kate realized that Santa didn't actually exist, she cried.
When Kate realized that Santa didn't exist, did she cry?
When Kate
yes,
realized
that's what happened when she realized that Santa didn't exist.
Cried? Did she cry? Yes.
She didn't cry for just a few
Santa
minutes.
didn't actually exist. She cried. She cried.
Did she
for
cry
almost
for
an
just
hour.
a few minutes?
No,
she didn't cry for just a few minutes.
Did
she cried much longer than that.
No, she didn't cry for just a few minutes. She cried.
How long
much
did she
longer
cry?
Than that.
Well,
How
she
long
cried
did she
for
cry?
almost an hour.
Well, she cried for almost an hour. Well, she cried.
Why did she cry for almost an hour?
Why did she cry for almost an hour?
It's because she has learned that Santa didn't actually exist.
Well, she cried because
Now, you're going to ask
realized
questions
the
about two
center didn't
sisters
actually
named
exist.
Grace and Emma. Grace and Emma have pets.
Grace and Emma
Do Grace
have
and
pets.
Emma have pets?
Grace
Yes, they have
and
pets.
Emma have pets.
Their pets are dogs.
Do Grace and Emma have pets? Yes, they have pets.
Are their
Are
pets
their pets on
dogs?
dogs? Are their
No,
pets dogs?
their
No,
pets
their pets
are
on dogs.
dogs. Their pets are cats.
Their pets are cats.
Are their pets cats?
Are their pets
No,
cats?
their pets aren't cats.
No, their pets aren't cats.
What kind of animals are their pets?
What
Well,
kind of
their pets are
animal are their
spiders.
pets? Well, their pets
They
are
think their
spiders.
spiders are cute.
They think spiders are cute.
Do they think their spiders are cute?
Do they think their
Yes,
spiders are
they
cute?
think their spiders are cute.
Yes, they think
They aren't afraid of their
are
spiders.
cute. They didn't think their spiders.
Are they afraid of their spiders? No.
They aren't afraid of spiders. They aren't afraid of their spiders. Are they afraid of spiders? Are they afraid of their spiders? Are they afraid of their spiders? No, they aren't afraid of spiders.
They aren't afraid of their spiders. When they were young, they were afraid of spiders.
When they were young, they were afraid of spiders.
When they were young, were they afraid of spiders?
When they were young,
yes,
were they afraid of
they
spiders?
were afraid of spiders when they were young.
Yes, they were afraid of spiders when they were young.
They weren't afraid of birds.
They were afraid of birds.
Were they afraid of birds? No, they weren't afraid of birds.
No,
they were afraid of
birds.
something else.
They were afraid of something else.
What were they afraid of?
What were they
Well,
afraid of?
they were afraid of spiders.
Well, they were afraid of spiders.
When they were young, they just think spiders were cute.
When they were young, they didn't think spiders were cute.
When they were young, did they think spiders were cute?
When they
No,
were
that's not
young,
true.
Did
They didn't think spiders were cute.
No, when they were young, they didn't think spiders were cute.
What did they think about spiders?
What did they think
Well,
about spiders?
they thought spiders were really scary.
Well, they thought spiders were
They
really
didn't
scary.
think spiders were interesting.
They didn't think spiders were interesting.
Did they think spiders were interesting?
Did they think
No,
spiders were
they
interesting?
didn't think spiders were interesting.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't think spiders were interesting.
What did they think about spiders?
What did they think
Well,
about spiders?
They thought spiders were really scary.
Well, they thought spiders were really scary.
Who thought spider was really scary?
Who thought spiders
it was
really
Grace
scary?
and Emma.
Well,
Who thought
it
spiders
was
were really
Grace and
scary?
Emma. They thought spiders were really scary.
One day, Grace and Emma watched the cartoon.
One day, Grace and Emma watched
Did
the
Grace
cartoon.
and Emma watch the cartoon one day?
Did Grace
Yes,
and
they
Emma
watched the
watched
cartoon
the
one
cartoon
day.
one day? Yes,
The
they
cartoon
watched a
wasn't
cartoon
about
one day.
dogs.
The cartoon wasn't about
Was the
dogs.
cartoon about dogs?
Was the cartoon about
No,
dogs?
the cartoon wasn't about dogs.
No, the cartoon wasn't about
The
dogs.
cartoon wasn't about cats.
The cartoon wasn't about cats. The
Was the
cartoon wasn't
cartoon
about
about
cats.
cats?
Was the
No,
cartoon
it
about
wasn't.
cats?
The cartoon was about something else.
No, it wasn't. The cartoon was about
What
something
was the
else.
cartoon about?
What was the cartoon
Well,
about?
the cartoon was about spiders.
Well, the cartoon was about spiders. Well, the cartoon was about spiders.
The cartoon was funny.
The cartoon was funny.
Was the cartoon funny?
Was the cartoon
Yes,
funny?
the cartoon was funny.
Yes, the cartoon was funny.
How funny was the cartoon?
How funny
Well,
was the cartoon?
it was very funny.
Well, it was very funny.
The spiders in the cartoon weren't scary.
The spiders in the cartoon are scary.
Were the spiders in the cartoon scary?
Spiders in the
No,
cartoon
they
were
weren't
scary.
scary at
Was
all.
the spiders in the cartoon
The spiders
scary?
in the cartoon were
No,
cute.
they weren't scary at all.
Were the spiders in the cartoon cute?
Spiders
Yes,
in the cartoon
they were
cute. Was spiders in the cartoon cute? Yes, they were cute.
Before they watched the cartoon, they were afraid of spiders.
Before they watched the cartoon, they were afraid of spiders.
Before they watched the cartoon, were they afraid of spiders?
Before
Yes,
they watched
that's
the
correct.
cartoon, were they
Before
afraid
they
of
watched
spiders?
the cartoon, they were afraid of
Yes,
spiders.
that's correct. Before they watched the
After they
cartoon,
watched the cartoon,
they were afraid of
something
spiders.
interesting happened.
After they watched the cartoon, something
What happened
surprising
after they watched the cartoon?
What
No,
happened
after they watched
the
the cartoon, their fear of spiders
Well,
was
after
completely
they
gone.
watched the cartoon, their fear
After they
of
watched the
spiders
cartoon,
was
they weren't
completely
afraid
gone.
of spiders anymore.
After they watched the cartoon, they were afraid of spiders anymore.
After they watched the cartoon, were they still afraid of spiders?
After they watched the
No,
cartoon,
they weren't.
were they
After
still
they watched the
afraid
cartoon,
of
they
spiders?
weren't afraid of spiders anymore.
No, after they watched the cartoon, they were afraid of spiders anymore.